Thank you. Thank you. The ladies of MAFCO, you have always received us very, very well. Each time we come here, I think this is the seventh or eighth time that I've come here, and you have always received me very warmly. So, in return for that, the First Lady and I have brought you a gift of 10 million kwacha for your welfare activities. Your Excellency, Professor Arthur Mutharika, First Lady of the Republic of Malawi, Secretary to the government, and all senior government officials present here today, General George Alexander Jaffu Jr., Chief of Defense Forces, and all officials of the MDF present here today, Mr. Richard Ruhanga, Inspector General of Police, and all officials of the MPS present here. Brigadier General Enoch Intonya, Commandant of the Malawi Armed Forces, here. All general officers present here. All defense attachés present here. Officers, men and women of the Malawi Defense Forces present here. Warrant Officer Class 1, Saleh Musa, Malawi Defense Force Sergeant Major, Traditional Authority, Maganga, and all local chiefs present here, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me, as I said before, that I'm very, very glad to come here. This is about the seventh time I've been here. And each time I'm very, very impressed by the quality of our soldiers who graduate from this institution. They are actually among the best in the world. As a matter of fact, one Secretary General of the United Nations personally told me the Malawi Defense Forces, peacekeeping forces in the Congo were the best of all peacekeeping forces in the Congo. So I'm very, very proud of you. Keep up the high quality of professionalism and integrity. Today we gather here to celebrate a moment of great pride and significance, that is the commissioning of our newest officers into the Malawi Defense Force. Allow me to extend my congratulations to these brave men and women for their courageous decision to join a very difficult profession because of the love of their country and for completing a very rigorous and difficult training program. Once again, congratulations for your achievement. Their achievement is not only personal, it's a victory for our nation. My administration remains steadfast in our commitment to national security. Our vision is very clear: to ensure that safety and security of all Malawians through a holistic approach that embraces collaboration between security agencies here and also agencies in other countries, but also our civilian communities in Malawi. In pursuing this, we'll continue to modernize the Malawi Defense Force by investing in advanced technology.
Aibambo And listen proper, because today's story is not your everyday chit-chat from the veranda. Oh no. Today we are stepping right into the beating heart of Malawi's security future. Picture this, the sun blazing over Salima, drums rolling, boots hitting the ground in perfect rhythm, and then boom! His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika arrives like a whole headline walking. The commissioning ceremony for the newest Malawi Defense Force cadets was not just another formality. It was a full-on national moment, Mwanawanga. And trust me, the president did not come empty-handed, both in message and in action. Now tighten that seatbelt proper, because what you're about to hear is sharp, spicy, and straight to the point. The top 7 takeaways that defined this historic day at MDF. Fact 1. 122 cadets commissioned. Let's start with the power number of the day. 122 brand new MDF officers, fresh from 18 months of sweat, drills, bruises, discipline, and dreams bigger than Mulanje Mountain itself. These young men and women did not just show up for class. They survived some of the toughest training Malawi can offer. And when they marched out today, trust me, the confidence was louder than the parade band. The whole atmosphere screamed, yes, Malawi has new defenders in the chat. And President Mutharika looked at these cadets with that proud father smile, the one Malawians know very well. He reminded everyone that MDF produces some of the best peacekeepers in the world. Even former United Nations officials have praised Malawi soldiers for their discipline and bravery. Komananga Chonso, how can you not clap hands? And these 122 officers stepping into service at a time when regional security challenges are growing represent more than a graduating class. They are a generational handover. New energy, new ideas, and new patriotism injected into the veins of national defense, just like how rain refreshes a dusty village road. You think that's impressive? Mwana Osapita, wait for the next one. This one carries weight like a bag of maize on market day. Now hold on tight, because the president didn't just show up for the pictures or the vibes. No, Bwana. He reaffirmed loud and clear that the government stays fully committed to strengthening national security. Safety of all Malawians first, he said in that steady tone that leaves no room for jokes. And the crowd felt it, the way you feel the first drop of rain before a heavy storm. He emphasized that Malawi's security sector is not running on autopilot. The plan is holistic, each meaning every part must work together. MDF, police, immigration, intelligence, and even communities on the ground. That teamwork approach is what keeps the country stable, especially when global threats are changing faster than prices at the market. What Malawians heard today was assurance that the government is not just admiring the military from afar, but actively investing its energy, policy, and resources into keeping peace. And the cadets standing there knew they were walking into a system backed by intentional leadership, not guesswork. And just when you thought that was the whole meal, the president added some extra flavor, something that had the cadets smiling like someone handed them free airtime. Akazi Yakuti, who doesn't love that moment when effort gets rewarded? Today, President Mutharika took it upon himself to celebrate the outstanding performers of the batch by awarding MK 500,000 tokens, not as a bribe, not as a political gesture, but as a symbolic nod to excellence. Now imagine standing there, uniform shining, sweat still drying from parade, and boom, your name gets called. Ish, that pride hits different. This wasn't about the amount, though let's be honest, 500,000 kwacha can make anyone smile like a kid with free ice cream. It was about recognition. The message was loud, work hard, and Malawi sees you. That alone can fuel an officer through years of tough missions. The president even joked lightly in that classic Malawian uncle style that the welfare ladies should quickly collect the money before he changes his mind and uses it for something more sinister. The whole crowd erupted. You know, Malawians love that kind of humor. Smart, playful, with a small sting. But don't blink now, because the next fact deals with big leadership shifts, the kind that can shape a whole defense force for decades.
Now let's talk leadership. Earlier in the year, President Mutharika appointed General George Alexander Jailefu as the new commander of the Malawi Defense Force. Today's graduating class enters service under his command. Fresh leadership, fresh priorities, and a whole new direction setting in. General Jailefu is known for discipline, sharp focus, and a no-nonsense approach to training excellence. Those who've worked with him say he pushes soldiers to exceed limits they didn't know they had. And that's exactly what MDF needs in an era where threats are unpredictable, like city power blackouts. With Jailefu at the helm, the cadets today are joining an institution ready to level up technologically, strategically, and operationally. The president made it clear, modernization is not optional. MDF must keep up with global military trends, from advanced equipment to digital intelligence. This leadership transition is not just administrative, it's generational. It sets the tone for how the next decade of MDF will look: fitter, smarter, more agile, and more connected with global defense partners. And speaking of national importance, the presence of the president himself sent a message louder than any marching band. Allow me to show you how. When a head of state attends a military commissioning ceremony personally, that's not small talk, it's a statement. And today, President Mutharika's presence reminded Malawians that the MDF is not just another government department, it's a cornerstone of national identity and sovereignty. From the grand entrance to the inspection of the parade, every moment carried a weight of prestige. You could feel it in the air, like the anticipation before a football final at Bingu Stadium. The president's words echoed through the grounds with calm authority. Malawi's peace is not an accident. It is built, protected, and preserved by people who make sacrifices. He also acknowledged the global reputation Malawi has earned in peacekeeping missions, from the Democratic Republic of Congo to Sudan, Lebanon, and beyond. That applause wasn't just for the cadets, it was for every Malawian soldier carrying our flag abroad. The message was clear: the MDF is among the best in Africa, and Malawi's leadership takes pride in that. But before anyone got too comfortable, the president delivered a very sharp reminder, one rooted deep in the values of discipline and patriotism. Now here is where the speech sharpened like a knife. The president reminded the newly commissioned officers that military service is not a playground for political influence. He said, "Remain professional. Do not involve yourselves in partisan politics." And trust me, he meant every syllable. In Malawi, discipline within the armed forces is a big deal, bigger than office gossip, bigger than political noise. Our defense forces have a legacy of professionalism admired globally. Mutharika's reminder today was about protecting that legacy like a family heirloom. He urged the officers to hold tightly to their oath of office, to uphold integrity even when no one is watching, and to serve the nation with dignity. His loyalty, he emphasized, is to the Constitution and the people of Malawi. That's how it should be. No shortcuts, no backdoor alliances, no political coloring like a campaign t-shirt, just pure service. He also encouraged the officers to keep learning, more courses, advanced training, and constant upgrading, because global threats are evolving every day. From terrorism to human trafficking to cybercrime, MDF officers must stay ready like a fire brigade on standby.
And speaking of evolving, the president moved into a more human side of the message, one that touched the heart of the nation.
To close his main address, President Mutharika shifted into a more emotional message, honoring the men and women who came before us, those who fought in earlier wars, and those who keep our peace with little recognition. He acknowledged the struggles of veterans, some living in very difficult conditions, and he pledged continued government support. When a president speaks like that, you know he's touching history with both hands. But he didn't stop at veterans. He encouraged the new cadets to inspire the youth. Yes, the same youths battling unemployment, social pressure, and economic hardships. Be role models, he said. Be heroes. In Malawi, soldiers are not just defenders, they are symbols of hope. He even mentioned plans to establish a dedicated institution for veterans, especially those who served in World War I and World War II. When a president speaks like that, you know he's touching history with both hands. But he didn't stop at veterans. He encouraged the new cadets to inspire the youth. Yes, the same youths battling unemployment, social pressure, and economic hardships. Be role models, he said. Be heroes. In Malawi, soldiers are not just defenders, they are symbols of hope. He gave a special shout-out to one cadet, a medical doctor who left a comfortable clinic job to serve in the army. That sacrifice reminded everyone that service is not about income, it's about calling. This final message tied everything together. Honor the past, serve in the present, and inspire the future. Now that's a full circle moment, my friend. And before we close, let's wrap this with a call to action that hits as powerfully as the ceremony itself. Mwanawanga, if you followed the story up to this point, then you're clearly part of the Global Pulse News family. So do the thing that keeps this channel growing. Hit subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment telling us which part of the president's message stood out the most for you. Your engagement doesn't just help us, it helps bring Malawian stories to the whole world. And don't forget, support our sister channels too, especially for the little ones at home. Check out Sparkling Kids and Rema Fatima for children's learning, fun content, and entertainment. Let's grow together, one family, one voice. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and stay proudly Malawian.